Got in some Fireballs and some Juul V3s for the Grimburg Solstice. Let's talk about it. Hi everybody, welcome back for another video. If you haven't heard and you didn't see my post from a few weeks back, I'm waiting on the Grimburg Solstice because I think it is probably going to be the best EDC carry for less lethal that you can get. I'm really a fan of having the CO2 in the mag and being able to do a reload. I'm not expecting a firefight, but I like the ability to reload and be able to go back to full power and full ammo when I'm ready, and just in case and something happens, someone wants to come at me again before I can truly get away. So I'm starting to buy the ammo from Grimburg that will be run in the Solstice, and that's what I'm sharing with you in this video today. Okay, I got some Grimburg Juul V3. Now these are going to be for the Solstice when it comes. These need to be magnetic, and so that's why I'm getting these things ahead of time just to be ready. This was from the Grimburg Labor Day sale. Also picked up some Fireballs. A little bit concerned about the white that I see in there on this ridge right here. And I'm gonna definitely have to open these outside. This is definitely makes me a little nervous. They're not shiny and clean looking like what I'm used to with my Pepperball brand Pepper Balls. I'm going to open these up here in a minute and let's take a look, and let's hope that I don't get exposed. First things first, let's open up a pack of the Juuls and see if I can just rip them open. They're resealable. What we got? These have a nice gray color to them, not quite as black. Now I get them out here in the light, they look a little bit more like typical classic Juul. That's what I like. These are magnetic. Now I see, like here, this one has a ridge here. I don't think I've ever seen that before on a Juul V2. That's just something that I'm going to have to shave off. They really are supposed to be smooth. Here's one that also has another ridge. Getting quite a few of these with ridges. Take a look at the rest of them. They all have some degree of a ridge, and they all are going to need to be shaved so that they'll feed properly. I don't consider that a big deal, but that's what we get. So they're not perfectly smooth. So are they magnetic? Let's see. I got a Grimburg Juul here. Let's test. There we go. Yes, they are definitely magnetic. Look at that. So that's beautiful. I like these. I haven't weighed them yet, but some of them are smoother. The second bag was a little bit better than the first bag in terms of the smoothness. There's always a little bit of, filing away that you can do to make these smoother and better. Now this is how you would take one and try to get that little ridge off. But notice what happens when I did this. You see the black coming off? There was the black iron powder coming off literally on the piece of paper as well as on my hands. I was able to shave it off, but I was shaving off a lot of black as well. Now, that's I don't know. I think everyone should be careful handling these because you don't want to ingest any of that. So be sure to wash your hands after handling these. Treat it as if you're handling ammo. You don't want to, firearm ammo with the lead. You always want to wash your hands. Same thing with these. And I would also say with the Fireballs, you should also do the same. But I was able to scrape it enough here to get it down to where it was smooth. You could still see the impression of this little nub, but I was able to get it satisfactory, and you would have to go through these one by one to do that. I noticed that out of the 2 bags, 1 bag was worse than the other. The other 1 bag was pretty good, but that's what you get. These are pretty hefty dose of pava. 15% pava is a very serious dose. My previous testing that I did personally on myself was 2% pava, and I didn't get a full dose. I wasn't willing to go to that extreme, but I got these because I think these might be ideal for the solstice. We'll see. But I want to take these outside, and I haven't felt anything so far. They're nicely sealed, and maybe they'll be fine, but I want to handle them with care. These are the Fireballs. These have the most potent amount of pava that you'll ever find. And I had 2 videos back a while back, and I talked about the fact that most pepper balls out there on the market were underpowered and they didn't have the right combinations. And Grimburg stepped up and made these Fireballs to specifications far beyond what I ever envisioned. And I think these have great potential. All right, let's open these up carefully. There we go. That one seems okay. It's got a little ridge that looks white. That's what was concerning me. There's no powder on the outside so far. I don't see any evidence that anything is broken. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It bothers me that I see a ridge, as you can see, but there's no powder outside. They seem pretty solid. But there's this one down here. So that's the one I want to get to. This is the one I was the most concerned about. It's clearly got a white powder there. I'm gonna wipe it gently. I don't smell anything. It's not affecting me in any way. Does that mean that it's going to be more fragile? Does that mean that this one is going to not be sealed well? You think it might break? It seems pretty solid. So you guys let me know what you think. Is that the powder on the inside, or is that the glue that's sealing it up and it just wasn't sealed really accurately together? Anybody that's got Fireballs, did you get any like this? Is this one gonna break on me when I fire it? It is clearly not powder that's leaking out because it's not coming off. So I think it's okay. Okay, so I'm holding 10 Fireballs in my hand. No effects. So here's another one that has a little bit of a white area. But overall, I like them. I wish they were a little more consistent. I wish they were all a little more shiny and perfectly clean like this one. Some of them are a little bit different, but I think overall, I think some of them, the seal was a little bit off center. and it's slightly shifted, but it's still sealed and there's no evidence that there's a leak. So overall, happy with the Fireball so far. Haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna try them out. Any ideas? Let me know. Weighed these, a 54 gram total for 10 of the Fireballs. So that's about 5.4 grams each. That's a nice weight. That's something I hadn't noticed until I just now thinking about it. Yeah, these are much heavier than your typical pepper ball, which is 3 grams. These are 5.4 grams on average. That's what I'm getting. And now this is 10 of the Juul V3, and I'm getting 73 grams. So that's 7.3 grams each. So these are definitely heavier than the Fireballs. They're a little lighter than my Juul V2s, but 7.3 grams is a very nice weight. This is a 684 barrel insert for the Freak insert barrel. This is the Grimburg Juul V3. It is very snug. It is basically 684, and that's exactly what you would want for a 686 barrel. So I just wanted to let you know that the bore size is about what we would want. So here I have a Grimburg Fireball in the same barrel that I just showed you, the Juul V3. Also pretty snug. I hope I can get it out without any troubles.